Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel, The Navy Guy. So today we will talk about piston. This video is part of Unit 2 of Marine Internal Combustion Engines. That is engine and its parts. Before getting started, do click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out our upcoming videos. In this video we will talk about definition and requirements of piston, design considerations of piston, types of piston, components of piston, piston cooling, composite pistons, and difference between 2-stroke and 4-stroke pistons. Let's talk about the definition of the piston. The piston is a mechanical part of engine which converts the force produced by the combustion gases to mechanical power through its reciprocating motion. The requirements of a piston are: to withstand the mechanical stresses of combustion gas pressure and inertia forces, to withstand the thermal stresses during combustion. Let's talk about design considerations. Pistons are designed to take into consideration the following. The crown is directly exposed to heat and gas load and hence, has a tendency to deform. Hence, the material should not only be thick for mechanical strength, but also thin enough to minimize thermal stress. The cyclic loading causes the top and the sides of the crown to flex, which can lead to fatigue failure. The shape of the combustion space also depends on the shape of the crown. Concave or convex pistons are used. Wall thickness can be reduced with strength provided for by internal ribs of radial or concentric designs. The topmost ring undergoes the brunt of the direct flame and it is much higher in position than the others. The material of the crown should take into consideration the working temperature, the hardness of the ring groove landing areas, the corrosiveness of the gas mixtures and the cooling of the piston. A high topland helps in more effective lubrication and moving the ring pack to a cooler zone. Let's talk about mechanical design consideration of pistons. From the point of view of mechanical strength, the piston body wall thickness should be increased with an increase of power. But to minimize the thermal stress, the metal thickness should be decreased for quick heat transmission. The considerations which lead to the evolution of a successful piston geometry are as follows. 1. The piston crown is a part of the combustion chamber and hence its shape will be governed by the shape of the combustion chamber. A marine diesel engine employing an open combustion, direct injection type of chamber, the top of piston is partly spherical, concave or convex. 2. The conflicting requirements for an increase in scantling to endure higher mechanical stress and a thinner scantling for reduction of thermal stress are met by selection of high-grade mineral. The wall thickness is reduced with simultaneous strengthening of the crown by concentric or radial ribs. 3. The number of piston rings to be fitted to effect a gas seal of the combustion space and the location of the first ring in relation to both the piston body and the liner surface. The top of the piston should be made sufficiently high from the first ring position so that it is protected from exposure to direct flame. On the liner, the top ring should not go beyond the cooled region of the liner. 4. The selection of material of the piston crown must consider working temperature, the corrosive environment, hardness at the ring groove landing areas, etc. 5. Length of skirt considering the type of scavenging employed, crosshead or trunk engine. 6. Provision for sufficient bearing landing area for gudgeon pin, wrist pin, in trunk pistons. 7. Consideration of the type of cooling to be employed. The employment of a type of cooling medium will influence both the design of cooling space and the conveying mechanism. In the oil-cooled piston, the pattern of circulation should be such that a high velocity is created for a turbulent flow past the surfaces to be cooled. With a high viscosity fluid and circulation, turbulence is promoted by suitably shaped insert in the cooling water space. 8. Transmission of piston load. The main body of piston is supported on piston rod flange in such a manner that the load is transmitted to the rod in most direct manner. Let's talk about the types of pistons. There are mainly two types of pistons depending on the cooling medium: water-cooled pistons and oil-cooled pistons. Let's talk about water-cooled pistons. Water-cooled pistons, used in older designs, have internal support webs cast in the crown for mechanical strength, but are prone to thermal stress failures. Cooling is done by the cocktail shaker effect. Now oil-cooled pistons. Oil-cooled pistons employ a spray nozzle plate. Cooling oil, common to bearing lube oil, is fed through swinging arm links into the crosshead, which provides a jet shaker effect as the piston moves up and down. Increased cooling of the crown is provided by a number of spray nozzles which direct the cooling oil into the blind bores of the crown at all crank angles. When the piston is at TDC, the shaker cooling effect of the oil takes place. When the piston is going towards BDC, jet-type cooling takes place. Some advantages of bore-cooled pistons over conventional pistons are: lower thermal stresses and strain. Problems involved in casting of internal ribs are eliminated. Lower piston maximum temperature at the crown. Lower gas load stresses and better cooling efficiency. Let's talk about components of piston crown. It is topmost part of piston. The shape of the crown is generally concave to give an efficient combustion space. Properties of piston crown material are: high mechanical strength to withstand high gas load, long fatigue life to survive the fluctuating mechanical and thermal stress, high thermal conductivity and low coefficient of expansion, high surface property i.e. hardness, anti-corrosive. The metal must resist high temperature corrosion and erosion. Piston crown are cast in chromium, molybdenum alloy steel. Chromium, molybdenum and nickel are added for strength, heat resistance and higher thermal conductivity. In some MAN/BNW engines, piston has 8 mm thick heat-resisting layer of a hard nickel-chrome alloy called Inconel, welded to the hottest part of the crown to resist the burning of crown. The crown has 4 or 5 piston ring grooves which are chromium-plated to resist the wear. The layer thickness is increased suitably to give higher corrosion resistance. Skirt. The skirt acts as guide within the cylinder liner. It is usually made of cast iron as the mechanical and thermal load acting on the skirt is much less as compared to crown. The skirt is much smaller in modern engines, as the side thrust due to the connecting rod angularity is taken up by the crosshead guide and guide shoes. Soft bronze rings are also fitted in the piston skirts. These bronze rings help during the running in of the engine, when the engine is new, and can be replaced if necessary. Rod. Piston rods help in transmitting the power produced in the combustion space to the crosshead and the running gear of the engine. The lengths of these rods depend on the length of the engine stroke and the manufacturer's design. The top end of the rod is flanged or attached to the underside of the piston and the bottom end is connected to the crosshead. Material used is forged steel or cast steel. Let's talk about piston cooling. Cooling of the piston is necessary to remove excess heat from combustion and to limit thermal stress. Modern engines have oil-cooled pistons. The piston rod is utilized to carry the oil to and from the piston. The rod is hollow and has tube running up its center. Oil is forced through telescopic pipe via crosshead and piston rod to an annular space around the groove. It returns via the crosshead to a collector where its flow and temperature are monitored. An alternative method of cooling uses a nozzle plate and nozzles. The oil goes up the annular space formed between oil tube and bore in the piston rod, and returns down the center. The oil is sprayed up onto the underside of the crown. This allows the crown to be made as thin as possible, to allow for maximum heat transfer while maintaining strength, and combined with cocktail shaker caused by the reciprocating motion, giving efficient cooling. Let's talk about the flow. The flow is from the main bearing lube oil to the crosshead pin, then through slots in the piston rod. It then flows through the inlet oil pipe in the piston rod which leads to the cooling bores through spray nozzles in the spray plate. The oil then returns through the outlet piping in the piston rod into the crosshead pin, where it emerges sideways to the engine sump through internal drains, and temperature and flow alarms. In case temperature is above certain limits, high temperature alarm will sound and if not attended to will slow down the main engine. Let's talk about composite pistons. Composite piston are those pistons that are made up of composite materials, i.e. 2 or more parts, crown, skirt, etc., of different materials. Medium-speed engines use these pistons. The crown withstands the high cylinder pressure gas loads as well as it limits the inertia forces. Applications for heavy fuel oil use are suitable. They are of self-supporting type. Concave or convex crowns are used which have internal support. Gudgeon pins are free-floating type at the operating temperature of the piston. The trunk or skirt is separate from the crown. Hence, the name trunk-type piston is given. Some of the advantages for trunk piston engines are: better thermal conductivity, reasonable strength, a low relative mass in comparison with the crown to reduce piston weight, better radial and vertical contact due to the elliptical barrel shape reducing the load during horizontal guide thrust, better manufacturing reproducibility, better resistance to scuffing, better expansion cold clearances, better thickness since density is relatively lower. Better skirt stiffness. Now let's talk about difference between 2-stroke and 4-stroke pistons. Following shown is the difference, and this is normally asked in company interviews. Other question asked in MEO Class 4 exam are: with reference to large pistons, explain. High top land of piston or different types of piston crowns and why their shape is either concave or convex. Controlled pressure relief gaps. Why piston skirt in some engines is long and in some is short. Put the answer in comments section. If you have any doubt, do leave it in the comments section below. Hit that like and subscribe button for more such videos. In our next video we will talk about piston rings.
So bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.